No.
We are live right now. Welcome everybody. There's a little bit, there's a little bit of a delay, obviously. Delay on the board. When we get everyone in here, we'll see. We got to see who's sponsoring us tonight. That's always a big reveal. Here we go.
It is?
Ooh, Society6.com. I told you. I think one of these pictures is from there.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, why not? I support them. They support us.
All right.
Welcome, everybody. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Marangolo.
Cheers.
This is Thank God It's Tuesday. He's Kevin Ricca.
It's nice to see you guys. Nice to be in the basement. Nice to be hanging out. Nice to be drinking with you guys. Everything seems so nice.
Tim Strachan.
Well, Benjamin was talking way too much in your stead, so I'm glad we have a full lineup once again. This just means we're getting a little closer to football.
It was so weird seeing you last week. We got this whole.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to be seen.
No. It was like a different show.
Well, if Benjamin was getting off last week.
He was.
I'm glad I wasn't here.
We also had salty Rhett, salt and caramel, just
Salty
absolutely
Rhett.
salty.
Come on, Rhett.
That's right.
Rhett admirably
We're gonna work on it. We have a
filled
good
in one night.
No,
night
I love that.
planned.
Yes, he did.
We got some preseason. We got a depth chart to go over, and of course, 80s movie characters.
Wow.
All-time greatest comedies. There's a lot of research over here. The board will draft. Greg Martin really hornswoggled his way into the drafting slot for the board. So this is his second. We'll give him he needs to.
People are still hornswaggling?
I know.
I love it.
In this day and age, in a world. Manner of speaking, Greg Martin, top heavy, I believe is EO. All our friends from over the pond over there in Wales, we appreciate all you guys hanging out with us for tonight. Why don't we get right to it? The preseason, the training camp, the portion of our journey with this group of commanders. It's been, I'm not going to say lackluster. It hasn't been lackluster, but I definitely am not, it's not marquee yet, I think, at all, in any way whatsoever. And I'm getting a little upset with people who are like expecting it to be. Like, come on, we need to act like we've been here before.
But those are also the same people who think you score a touchdown on every single play.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also make the tackle on every single play.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's sometimes those opinions are a little just.
They're watching Trayvon
ridiculous.
Diggs in a one-on-one versus an NFL receiver with no help, and they're like, "Oh, he's getting burnt. Look at him, he stinks." You're like, "Have you ever?"
I would love it to get in his head, though.
That'd be fantastic. But if one more pencil neck geek local reporter starts talking about Carson Wentz's accuracy, pre-August, I just let the freaking, I always say it, let the preseason unfold.
Yeah.
Let it unfold. Let's not watch it unfold.
The
Let's
accuracy
wait till it's
comments,
unfolded.
The accuracy reporting does worry me, but I'm not about to just throw the season away. I think some people
I want
are.
people to say our quarterback's
It's
accurate. Obviously,
preseason.
but it's practice.
Okay, he actually had pretty good numbers last year. Everybody, he
I
didn't
agree.
throw the ball to the other team a whole ton.
He never
did it
does.
7 times.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's what I like about him. And his overall completion percentage over 7 years is very respectable. So let's just focus on that more so than whoever the hell this guy is. When I read it today, it was infuriating. Like,
It is one of his criticisms.
Inconsistency.
yes.
But
I
it's
get
been
it.
one
I
of his
get it.
criticisms everywhere he
So
goes.
exactly. So if you're a slack ass little weirdo and you're gonna really really grasp onto that, congratulations. You're gonna have something to write about for another 3 days. But
I think we knew he was not the most accurate,
no,
which is the number one trait to a quarterback.
true. And the trade-off is this, and you know this. He's got a howitzer.
I know.
It's just what it is.
He's
There's
gigantic.
going to be some high misses. But you know what the guy doesn't do? Throw picks. So let's take it off.
Big body.
Let's just embrace
it's
it
such
all.
a different physical presence at that position for us. I mean, he's gigantic compared, not just compared to Taylor Heineke, but just on average. And that we'll see if that makes a difference. One of the guys he's going to be throwing to a lot, it seems, or hopefully, Jahan Dodson having himself a huge camp. I know everyone loves him. He's he has the beauty of it. He's not coming here to save us at the wide receiver position. We have Terry McLaurin. It's still the job of the quarterback to get on the ball. There's Curtis Samuel missed an entire year last year. It is a great spot for a guy who doesn't seem to miss any ball whatsoever.
Yeah. Carson Wentz seems to be a little more accurate when he's throwing to Jahan Dodson, doesn't he?
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit pre-show. I think he's taking a page out of like the Terry McLaurin book, or who's
Chase Young.
Chasen over from LSU that went to the Bengals.
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
He's
He's taking sort of the
Real
same approach to being a number one first round draft choice, and come in and be as professional as you possibly can, and let your ability speak for itself. And speaking from experience, having had a wide receiver in high school, albeit, but yet a two-time All-American in Brian McCarthy, who I knew I could throw. I didn't have to throw the ball to him. I knew I could throw the ball around him and be comfortable that he's going to come up with the ball. When you have that kind of a weapon, and Jahan Dotson is starting to look like a guy who can catch anything that's thrown in his vicinity, that is huge, especially if you have a quarterback who has had historical criticism of being not the most accurate. That's huge. I think that's been a huge positive. Granted, it's still being preseason, and we have to see what he can do against, live action when the season really counts.
And this is one of the few times that we joined in with our grumpy-ass fan base, and we were pissed about drafting a guy that weighed 174 pounds. And there was doubts, and not that he's coming in with a chip on his shoulder, but he's certainly got an underdog's mentality, and the way he's been working and the way he's been performing. I think we're all getting a taste of who he is as a person, and that's big time.
I think Minnesota felt the same way about Stephon Diggs. Mm-hmm. He was a dynamic player, but did he really blow people away? Did he have that top end speed? Well, he proved all those critics, including myself, wrong. He was great in college. I didn't know how he was going to translate to the NFL. We saw how that's happened. I think Jahan Dotson could be of the same mold, an undersized guy who works his ass off and has some physical ability that's just better than others, and he's displaying that right now.
He's a bit of an artiste at his craft.
So, a huge wide receiver draft class. A lot of guys who are going to play right away in the league this year out of the first round. Jahan Dotson was not, he was not at the bottom of the list of guys who were drafted, but he was, 6th or 7th. I always get that wrong. Interesting, the story. Not that, if you guys are following it, or if anyone on the board's following it, I'd be interested to know if. So he's proven it in practice. He's proven he can play. And he'll need to prove it on Sundays. But is there a guy from that class right now that we were high on, because that was a position we looked at a great deal, that is not blowing people away?
One's lost for the season, right? Somebody, one of the ones that we were going to take, and I'm going to forget his name, but
our boy from Arkansas.
Yeah.
Big boy.
We were high on
Traylon.
Deep, yes.
He's out for the season?
No. I don't think he's out for the season.
I thought he was.
He walked in first workout, and his hamstring was all busted up, and he was 11 pounds overweight, and he was a little chunky. I think he was just too chunky.
Oh, okay.
I think they're going to work
Hit
on
asthma.
that.
Everyone was like, "Whoa, wait a second." He's like,
but we talked about him.
He's got the inhaler. They're like, "Wait,
right?
what are you doing?"
I'll give you asthma.
Yeah. He's great. He's supposed to take AJ Brown's spot, and they're a little bit frightened at this point. But he also looks like he's probably stud. I think he might be an example of everyone's like trying to make a judgment in August, and he gets on the field on game day and blows everyone away.
Yeah, because he was a beast on the field in the SEC.
Beast.
He was a force to be reckoned with. So I imagine he's got some ball in front of him.
Drake London looks
every
bit of the guy who could easily, get all the balls he needs to be offensive rookie of the year. Potentially. I mean, he looks good.
He was a monster too. I mean, he did this.
He's huge.
He dominated the Pac-12 last year.
Back to our guys. We can't talk about wide receivers without talking about Curtis Samuel. I know I don't want to trigger you, but the board is going Curtis Richardson.
Ken and I embraced the plan last week. We totally embraced the plan.
There's some Curtis Richardson folks on the board who are becoming a little bit vociferous.
I'm just saying, that's fine. If you're mad about injuries, you're always going to be mad about injuries. That's fine. That's your perspective, and I get it. I hated it. I didn't want to pay a guy that much money and get zero production year one. I hated Fitzpatrick too, but no one's bitching about him, but I get it. He didn't sign that 3-year deal. It sucked. The dude's a stud, and when he's at full speed, people will see. And hopefully he stays healthy for the remainder of his contract. Healthy enough.
Stick with the plan.
Dax Milne looks
You
good.
saw. First of all, you saw him make a couple plays, right?
Yeah.
In front of crowd.
Curtis?
Signals. Yeah. So it's not like they're hiding him. It's not like he's not participating, and
Yeah.
they said they're gonna back him off. So everybody's gonna freak out when they back him off, but it's the plan, man. It's the plan.
Out of abundance
the plan
of
works.
caution.
I know, as a guy who watches football, this guy's tough as shit. So I don't know how you overcome a groin injury. That's not about toughness, but we'll see. He's got to prove it. So I understand. I hope he gets to prove it to you guys. And I know you guys who are hating him wrong, right him right. You want him to prove you wrong too. That's all we all want.
Gibson back on the field, healthy, and taking his slot as the number one running back on this team. I love the. Obviously the depth chart today. We'll kind of mix in, talk about that. We just did wide receivers. Let's come back to the wide receiver. I think we did a lot of wide receiver stuff. I don't think there's going to be any surprises at this point in time. It doesn't look like for us a wide receiver, but at running back, Brian Robinson has looked like a stud.
Turning heads.
Yeah, but like everyone wants to say that's like the storyline there is, oh, this is the harbinger of, we don't need, Gibson's done. He's going to be, and I'm like, wait a second.
Why can't it make Gibson better?
It will, and they're all going
Right?
to play, and we're going to need them
Absolutely.
all. And this could make Gibson, this could give him more balls as a receiver.
100%. 100% it makes him better. 100%.
Yeah.
And by the way, we knew this dude was bad as we've been watching him on Saturday nights most fall. Guys, everyone hated when we drafted him too, and everyone was so confused. Now we're giving him the mantle for RB1. Like we are nuts as a base, but
And he's
that's
gotten better
fine.
each-
That's
The best
fine.
part about
Yeah.
him,
He can catch
and
the ball too,
the
baby.
best part about reports coming out for him is that he's doing things that people actually weren't expecting him to do. So that just adds even more to the arsenal for Turner, right? Putting two of them on the field at the same time,
Yeah.
or making it look like a bigger package where with a guy that now can catch the ball in space and do incredible things with it. So, hell, I love it. I think it's great. I think it makes Gibson better. It makes the whole room better.
And he came from a Nick Saban offense. They threw the ball last year more than they ever have in the history of the program. When you have Bryce at quarterback, there's a reason for that. The big boy showed up ready for pass pro. He showed up ready for pass pro. We all know that's the toughest thing for a college running back to translate into this league.
That's the last
'Cause
hurdle they
dudes-
have to
yes,
prove
yes.
in order to play.
Yes, well, this dude's ready to play.
Yeah.
So.
Because if you don't do that, then you get spot play, and everybody knows you're getting the ball, or that you're not
Exactly.
being a pass protector. That's the last key. If you can get that down, you can play anywhere.
The other big position, and I think we can kind of jump right to it, is the linebacker. We signed a linebacker, a coverage linebacker, but I think I'm discovering that we're not the only fan base who's watching training camp and wondering where's the linebackers, like what's going on here. Linebackers might be
We may
extinct.
only be playing one.
There might be no linebackers left in the league in 3 years. They might literally go out. I mean, I'm like now you're
7
seeing
DBs and
base
four.
defense is now
The
like
4-0?
defined.
We've been saying this in this
Yes.
basement for years.
Yes.
There's no more base defense.
Yes.
Most teams
gonna
play
run a
nickel
4-0.
more than base.
That is-
So
that's
nickel
right.
should be called base.
That's right.
There should be no more nickel. We got to think of something else.
Or dime.
And our two deep only says outside linebackers and middle linebackers. So we don't accept wooden nickels, but they don't list Buffalo as a spot yet. So maybe we're just trying to confuse everyone, or just not let anyone think we want any linebackers. But whatever it is, we're going to play more nickel and dime than base, and we don't. I guess.
I think
So-
based on
Dime
if
may
you're
be
playing one
base.
linebacker,
Yeah.
we have plenty of linebackers. If you're only playing one,
That's true. We're stacked.
we are deep.
Might
at
have to cut
linebacker.
one. I don't know. Make
Yeah,
room for
we're
somebody else.
super deep.
Make room for DBs.
It's going no. Our head coach and D coordinator are old school linebackers, and they're like, you know what? I think we should have 4 linebackers. That should save
And
plenty of
play
room for
only
D linemen.
one.
That's like the new only keeping
Most
two
of the
quarterback
time.
situation.
And the funny thing is it makes sense. So I mean, in this passing league and the way the rules are set up, and it is an offensive man's league until
Well, if you can get-
until the playoffs.
I don't understand the Buffalo nickel moniker. I don't. But if you can get guys that are hybrid,
Safety
You know,
linebackers.
small linebackers, huge safeties that can play that role,
Yep, that's what the Buffalo. You just got it.
it's a
You know
linebacker.
what it is.
You know,
It's a
you know,
find
linebacker. right?
It's
It's
a
a
more-
linebacker who is athletic and can cover.
You got to be able to tackle, draw, and you have to be able to cover a slot.
Yep.
That's an athlete.
Wasn't that old walk-up safety?
That's actually West Virginia's
Yes,
old.
but
that's West Virginia's old alley players. Right?
True.
In a half
but,
shirt
but-
jersey?
But you have to do this in the NFL, and that means that you are a superior athlete to most on your own defense.
Yes.
So that position is something to be reckoned with, and you got to be a dude, and your athleticism has to be supreme. So that's a fun position to watch. It'll be fun to keep an eye on which guy will be that guy. And I know we're gonna have multiple dudes, but I want to see our Buffalo.
Everyone is now. I would say up in arms. This was for drama. This was a good.
Sorry,
Today was a good litmus test for our ability to handle drama of any kind, capital D, small d, because as
Small D.
big
That's
D.
what she said.
Midway through the day, Redskins fired a defensive line coach. Our defensive line is pretty much the strength of our team. So the defensive line coach getting fired midday is kind of a story. A few weeks into the preseason. So I was proud of us. I didn't think we freaked out. I don't think there's any reason to freak out. But I liked the fact that Ron Rivera made a move, said this is why we did it. We got a new guy in, and we're moving on.
You just wish they figured out the differences in philosophy
I think I'd seen it
a
in practice.
little bit earlier than this.
Or maybe
Not in camp.
What if they talked about?
Maybe
What if
it
they
came
did
to
it
head.
last year? They talked about it, and they were like, "This is the way we're going to do it," but that wasn't the way it was going.
Something yinned when it should have yanged. There was a zig instead of a zag. That disagreements happen.
They're not tangoing, that's for sure.
French fried when they
I
should have
think
pizza.
I think they bowed out.
We're not gonna have a good time.
Well, it's just a weird time.
And they're like family, man.
It's just a weird time.
17 years together. These two people have their families are friends. This is a
And
very
maybe-
strange thing.
maybe we
it's a
shouldn't be-
business. It's a business, man.
And maybe we shouldn't be worrying so much about why Chase and Sweat and these guys, weren't getting the sacks that we all thought they were going to get. Maybe this is the thing that fixes that. Hopefully it does.
And this is what I thought. Very same way you're thinking here, and in the way we talked outside. Let's embrace the positives. Talk about institutional depth. We got a guy that's already been a two-time D-line coach in San Fran under Shanahan, 18 and 19, 17 and 18, I think. This guy played in the league for 17 years, and he's got serious experience. And if you've ever seen the definition for a defensive line coach in the dictionary, the picture right next to it should be a picture of our man, Jeff Scanina.
You did it
Jay-Z.
Scanina. Jay-Z is
got
fine. But he looks
Spell
like
it,
he looks
everybody on
like
board.
Howie Long's tougher older brother. He's got a flat top and a jaw out to here. He might not be as handsome as Howie, but you don't want your D-line coach being all that handsome, or else he'd be on television.
Or maybe he trained Ivan Drago,
breakdown.
like back in the day. He's got
does.
the short shorts.
He does have some booty.
You
white
rattled off.
t-shirt.
Yep.
You rattled off a whole bunch of coaches he's played for. We all know that when you become a good coach, it's because you have taken the best from the coaches before you, right? And then maybe put a little bit of your own twist on it, and the game evolves. And you keep up. But for him to do what he's done in his professional career, from player to coach, it's pretty impressive.
Hey, he won one with Dick Vermeil. He was on a team with Bill Cowher, on a team with Mike Martz, on a team with Gary Kubiak, and he played a season or two for Nick Saban and Dave Wanstead, who had been to Super Bowl after Super Bowl. Yeah, man, this guy's been around winners and champions for the majority of his 17-year career, and two great friends of the show, Jay Williams and Tyoka Jackson, guys that have been guests of ours and friends of First Amendment Sports and been actually on our broadcast, and both of them played in the league for a period of time. Both were his teammates in the league, so this might be a guy we might want to reach out to, Ken, and ask him if he wants to come on here and Scanina.
We can ask Jay to give him, or
can.
Tyoka for that matter.
There we go.
To give him a buzz.
You imagine Scanina in the
It is
basement?
Skinina, Greg.
In the
That's the way they
basement.
say pronounce it. It's
And
like
Jay
all
Williams' name is on
phonetically
St. John's
said on-
scoreboard, and field at McNamara's name,
Wikipedia.
Tyoka Jackson Field. So these guys surround themselves with people who do good things. Like, it's just. So hey, we got a guy like that sitting waiting in the wings. That's pretty cool if you got to release somebody, and it might have helped us make that decision. To be fair,
I feel like that kind of. I guess the only other issue for me is, and it's not an issue. It's just kind of like on my brain is we got a game. We got a game this week. I understand glorified practice. I do call preseason contests glorified practices, but there's a graphic on the screen that has our team's logo for the first time ever on a televised game with score and clock, and it'll be terrifically unimportant, but I will love every second of it. I think I'm looking forward to this game more than I did last year.
I know how you look forward to these things, and you know how I love to say it. And 91 members of the Commanders take on the strongest 91 members. What the
90 on
fudge?
90.
We're about to watch 182 dudes play football in one game.
Yes.
Good luck, everyone. Good luck.
Well, most of the guys aren't playing.
Well, in this game is when they mostly might play.
Curtis Samuel wasn't playing for sure.
No shit. Curtis Samuel's going to be sitting in the basement with us eating a cronut.
I'm pretty sure we're not going to see Curtis.
I haven't had one yet. I want one so bad.
You haven't had your summer
I haven't had a
cronut?
cronut yet.
Jesus.
I've never had one ever.
A Corona?
A cronut. That
Oh,
is the
yeah.
croissant donut.
I thought you were saying Corona. I was like, what? Yeah, I'm excited. I think that I want to see Taylor Heineke. That's what the things you look forward to in a game like this. I don't know how much Carson Wentz is going to play, if at all. I hope he doesn't play.
He's playing.
I know.
But no, he'll play a series. You know how they
Yeah.
do it.
I might cover my eyes and not even watch and don't even care. I want to see Taylor Heineke. I want to see the backups go out there and look like they've been practicing.
a weird way to watch a football
competency
game.
in the middle of the depth chart.
I want to see Mark and Michelle put a show on. We've been
Yeah.
talking about him, and Sony's big brother has the dude's been knocking around this league for 8 years. Those are the guys I don't mind watching and rooting for. I don't think he's making this team, and I know Hogshaven did a nice job and a nice article on him this week, but that's a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
The first guy out.
Especially, when Sony Michelle's that good, you know that Markin has something to do with it. And when you see his first guy out, that means something.
I think just to clarify, and I think the board was giving me rightful jabs. Taylor Heineke was our starting quarterback last year. He started against NFL defenses, ones all year in crunch time. He had, went down against Tom Brady, up to
One of the
buzzer.
few highlights of last year was getting to watch him play football.
Yeah, so he should light up some backup defenses. And if you want to know I'm not going to talk about Carson Wentz or anything during the preseason. A tradition in this town, in this fan base, probably in most fan bases, is how does your backup quarterback do in preseason games? We've spent our lifetimes rooting for Babe Laufenbergs and Gus Frerots and Kirk Cousins, for that matter.
Babe was the GOAT.
Babe was
Babe
the
was the
GOAT.
preseason GOAT.
Dude, he came in the third quarter of game 4 of the preseason, and you're like, yes,
Ken Beatrice was about to talk about the comeback kid.
yes.
He signed with Dallas, and I welled up in the car ride with my dad when he read it in the paper.
It was
Babe Laufenberg signed with the Dallas Cowboys. I was like, no, he didn't. Pull over.
that's
Pull over.
and Sam Howell. I'm not gonna get
Sam Howell time,
hurt people.
brother.
Say I want to see Sam Howell. Obviously, he's an investment we made. He's not a throwaway pick. He could play in the league, and we'll see. He's gonna get a chance.
And Rhett's going to watch that game with a Sam Howell jersey on the back, but it's an oversized pillowcase with one hole. I understand.
true.
It says hats, but that's all I heard.
It's a very small hole.
Yeah. I don't know how big the hole is. No, I haven't seen it, but
It
Custom made,
does stretch,
custom
but
made.
it's very small.
oh, it's one size fits most.
It's one size fits most. These hats, by the way, speaking of, while supplies last, and they are going fast, as they say in the business. What else do you guys got? Those were my heavy hitters for.
No, I
for the
think
week.
you hit all the right points.
Yeah.
I just had one point. The too deep came out today, and I know it's a too early, too deep. It's a whatever deep, and it's fine. It's just interesting to see how they try and control the narrative out in Ashburn and give us this information. It's pretty cool, and Rivera's always been pretty damn honest. But the one thing that stuck out to me, take a look at our man Christian Holmes, the 240th pick of the draft, and our man Chris Paul. They're both slated right now in a backup spot as a number 2 guy. These are 2 7th-round picks. Guys, our last 7 7th-round picks are still on this roster.
Last
pretty crazy.
7th round picks.
Our last 7. So you got Christian Holmes, Chris Paul, William Bradley King, Shaka Toney, Dax Milne, James Smith-Williams, and Cam Curl. That's some good-ass 7th rounding.
Producers, too.
Damn.
Yeah.
So all
Especially
those
those last
guys,
two.
I think every single one of those guys has a chance to be on this team. Maybe give Dax Milne is in a dogfight. Shaka and William Bradley King are also, there's some dudes over there in that D line. But That's some damn good late round picking by Rivera and company and guys that are giving us, when we talk about building depth from within, those are 7th round picks that get paid the least amount of money you can pay anyone to be a backup in this league. That's a very important part of the recipe, I think you say. So that's the only thing that jumped out at me is those two guys, Christian Holmes and Chris Paul, showing out as 7th round guys, getting that. Obviously, they've showed something to get listed here. Now we'll see if they can hang on.
6th and 7th round picks they're so hard to get right in terms of having a guy that can stick. But if you do, it's that's the organizational goal. That's what allows you to do so much. Because first of all, they don't cost a lot. They are at the hungriest players in the world because they know that the team is constantly on the lookout for some shiny object.
You could be gone tomorrow.
To walk in the door, and they're out the door. So they're fighting, they're scrapping, and if they have any kind of shred of talent or ability, which they will and they do, because getting drafted alone means that. The whole
I think
notion
Rivera
of
gets the most out of those kind of guys.
Being able to have two, at least 1 or 2 of them every single year. Over a 5, you say that our last 7 sevens.
7 sevens, all Rivera, last 3 drafts.
That's
last
huge.
3 drafts.
I mean, that basically that's like 1/7 roughly of a game day roster.
It's insane.
So that's
at the lowest possible price point.
At the lowest possible price point, and guys, again, the fact that we have a guy who can start out that spot, and Cam Curl, and a Dax Milne who it is a dogfight, but I mean, I think he's safe.
Too.
I think he's super safe.
And let me just say this: Chris Paul being able to step up and fill that role as a backup, whether that's permanent or just something they're giving him a little confidence right now, that allows them to move Sadiq Charles to right tackle. Now we have a backup at every spot. Our second offensive line, Tyler Lawson is a player. Chris Paul, we're talking about right now. Cornelius Lucas is a proven veteran. We got Schweitzer or Trey Turner fighting for that guard spot, and now you're talking about Sadiq Charles backing up Sam Cosmi. That's sick.
Yeah.
I think that's your 10 right there, and that's a damn good second offensive line in this league. I think we have reached the goal.
Not a lot of teams carry 10.
And I don't know if we will. I'm saying right now.
But to have 10 at this point,
right?
That's pretty unbelievable.
I think we started the season off last year with 10.
A couple of those guys are swing, tackles.
Well, I thought they were, but no, Sadiq get a move from guard because of Chris Paul.
Can be swing.
So they did list him. He has been listed as a guard up until this point, and now he's listed as the right tackle. So that means that Chris Paul has done some work.
Sadiq Charles is right behind Sam Cosmi on the right side. Our O-line, I'm not going to sit here and tell you how great it is, but these aren't players these aren't question marks. We know who these players are, and more often than not, you guys know this as well as anyone, an offensive line is a product of reps together, almost more than anything else, because you assume these guys have talent. And these guys have been around. And so you give Sam Cosmi a second year. Chase Roullier is healthy, obviously. Charles Leno's been around, and Andrew Norwell is a consummate pro. These guys stay healthy through camp with the kind of names you're saying that are backing them up because you know you're going to need them.
Exactly.
That's huge.
And John Matchko's no joke, and this is a serious time. And I think this group has overachieved in the last 2 years, I believe.
All right. Well, I'm excited again. I'm excited about the game this weekend, or the glorified practice, as I like to call it. And that's not a knock on it. It's just what it is. But it's better. Like it replaces. I hate to be like the guy who says the same thing every single August for the last 7 years, but it does. In my mind, it replaces almost irreplaceable, which is like getting to watch the Redskins and the Steelers beat the crap out of each other in joint practices.
Yeah.
The fact that held.
I love the joint practices.
So did I. It was the best.
Ring the fight triangle. Ding, 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 ding. And then everyone just beats the shit out of each other. It's great.
It was amazing, and this is not as good as that, but it is what we have, and you got to measure your guys up against someone else at some point before the season starts. So that's how we're going to do it this week.
Real quick, a race against the board. Who was the receiver that was playing for the Jets at the time that our defensive back flexed on? Then we picked him up the next year from Cleveland, I believe, 2 years later. He was a quarterback in college, and he became a wide receiver for us. And I just thought of it, so don't say it.
Randall-El?
No, don't say it. This is for the board.
Okay.
His career ended with us. He was an oversized quarterback who became a pretty damn good receiver in Cleveland, and we scooped him up. And at a joint practice, someone flinched on him, and it was ugly. And he had left us and went to the Jets.
How many years ago?
Like 5.
Okay.
And this name escaped me over a vacation.
I remember the flinch.
Yes.
I remember the flinch.
Terrell.
All right, Greg Martin. Over vacation, late night, we decided no phone. No, and obviously it was a long vacation, and there's 3 of us that couldn't pull it, and it was tormenting. No phones, don't do it. And I couldn't pull it. Terrell Pryor, you got flexed on, flinched on. I thought you were going to be good. You were not, sir.
He was not. He had like one really good game.
He had one really good year
In Cleveland.
Then we signed him to a 1-year deal. We thought was a great deal. It was like $4 million or something.
It was a great.
Yeah, it
deal.
was. It was a prove it deal, and he was
I mean,
All right. Well, sorry to get everyone off on the wrong one there, but I couldn't think of that shit for a reason.
all right. Want to give everyone a reminder: subscribe if you would not mind to First Amendment Sports. Just hit it. It's free. Just give a little bit of a click there. I obviously hit the bell and I get notifications for when we go live. Sometimes it's not exactly on time, so the bell helps. And if and only if we say something that is deserving of your click on that thumbs up, just hit the thumbs up. It's no big deal. NBD, no big whoop. Tonight
That's NBW, but who cares? Let's go.
is a special night because this draft topic has been percolating for quite some time amongst folks on the board, but also in our heads. The Motown draft was amazing. It lives forever. I highly recommend it. If you didn't see it, check it out. It's a couple weeks ago.
Bitter. It was my idea too.
You better carve out a bunch of time.
It was a lot of fun, and the playlist from that is epic. We'll listen to that later on tonight. How about that? But tonight's one is going to be up there with, I think, cartoon villains, lunchbox snacks. It's 80s comedy movie characters. Because this is what happened. Someone suggested Motown, and it's like, okay, we're not just going to pick Motown bands. Even though we couldn't spend all night doing that. We drilled down and we said, we're going to do Motown songs. Someone said 80s comedies. We're like, no. It's 80s comedy characters. So we got a lot of research going.
So what Ken's saying is, all of you out there with great ideas, he has better ones. But
No.
you just made it a little bit better.
Make it a little bit better. I'm just trying to make
More
it
specific makes it a little tougher. You got to do a deeper dive, and you can't show up without your homework. Now,
Gotta
it's just
dig.
a refresher course.
Yes.
We've all been there. We've lived it. This is our
Yes.
this is the pinnacle of our humor and how it was cultivated.
Now, let's set the draft order.
All right.
I'm going to give first overall to T. I'm going to give second overall to Greg Martin. Third to Kevin, and I'll take fourth. And while people are getting their mind right, T, you are on the clock, so hold on to that for a second while I share with folks that when I did my research and I made my board for my 80s comedy movie characters, a couple of things shot right to my mind. First of all, John Candy was in every freaking movie in the 80s. It seemed like. I mean, obviously he wasn't, but every time I was going through movies, I was like,
in a
holy
lot.
crap. Even when he wasn't the guy, even when he wasn't Uncle Buck or Armed and Dangerous or Harry Crumb or any of that stuff.
No
Sorry.
table talk.
No table talk. Okay, I got you. Another one, three other guys. Eddie Murphy, Bill Murray, and I think surprisingly, but it shouldn't be surprised, Dan Aykroyd was in everything. He was all over the place. He's everywhere.
It was a Saturday Night Live decade.
It really was. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd,
Steve Martin.
Chevy Chase, John Belushi. All right, here we go. Round one.
All right.
Ding ding. T, you're leading us
I
off.
was not expecting to
Ding.
get the number one. I feel like I
Ding.
get number one quite a bit.
Yeah.
I don't come up with the order.
Even though I'm not going to choose the first guy or gal on my list. I'm going to go a little bit more iconic. Spreads the 80s with a Clark W. Griswold of
All right,
the
that's
National
a first round
Lampoon's
pick.
Vacation.
And he, that character, you now have him through all the vacation movies.
And that is part of my reasoning for him being maybe the number one because he was Clark in 5 movies.
5. Well, in the 80s, there was only 3.
But
You had-
he that character, as I'm saying, spanned 5.
He was in
5
4, right?
films.
So I got Vacation, European Vacation, Christmas Vacation, Vegas Vacation. Was there another one that I'm missing?
No,
I think
4.
So Clark W. Griswold, that's a great call. He deserves it, and that means Chevy Chase, Saturday Night Live, on the board with 1.
Yeah, that's he's definitely a first round talent. Looking forward to seeing which way Greg Martin heads here.
Is Greg next? No, you're next.
No, Greg Martin's number 2.
You're right. Greg
I
Martin's
wrote it down as you were saying it.
You did.
And you're Kenny MG for anything 80s. Is that
Okay.
right? Kenny MG.
MG.
Right?
I got you.
I don't know. It just kind of came out because I ran
I
out
like
of
it.
room.
That's all good. All right, Greg, what do you got? You can't pick Pearl Jam 10 this time, biatch. Al Cervic, Rodney Dangerfield,
Yeah, well,
Caddyshack
see,
1980.
that's just you just. I mean, if you just would have said Kevin Ricca, it would have been the same Al Chervik. Come on, man.
1980, Caddyshack. Also,
I mean, can we just discuss him real quick? That opening, his entrance into that movie is the great. Like, I just remember the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, but that hat looks good on you, though. I just
I thought there was a legitimate chance I could have got him in the second round.
that wasn't happening, sir.
I mean,
it was a
I
very
don't know why I
that
thought
character. I have played a speaker from my golf bag for the last 20 years, based on hit. But why wouldn't you? You
have to.
I have the ADD out there, and you're waiting, and
Yep.
choose the beast. But yeah, I mean, I don't have those dance moves, but I'm banging it. All right, that was a great pick. Oh, and I just got to go with it. This guy just was, he was my guy in the 80s. He owned it. He dominated it. I thought it was his generation. And I'm going with Axel Foley.
Yeah,
Of course.
Axel Foley, and you also get him for multiple movies.
Yes, I do. And
Was it 2 or 3 in the 80s?
I thought it was just 2. But,
Was there like
there's
a
multiple.
movie short? Yeah.
There's also multiple. Well, all right.
All right, so that means I get 2, and he's right there on the front part of my list. All right, I get to go twice.
Yeah, this is scary. If you're going to take all these guys.
Whew. Well, I know I got to go with my guy, so it's just a matter of which role do I pick for him. All right, so I'm going to go in the first round. I'm going to take him Stripes, 1981, John Winger, played by
Yes.
Bill Murray. I don't know. We don't need to pause too much, but was Stripes up there for you guys?
Yes, John Winger's character is absolutely got a 1 right next to it. With Al and well, never mind. I almost screwed the pooch.
with Alan. Wait, and who? Asking for a friend. All right, so then darn it. I don't know if I'm going to be the first guy to double someone up here, but. Yeah. All right. Well, I can't. I don't think he'll be available for me. So, and he influenced my childhood. Frank Drebin.
Damn, that was my choice with my third pick.
Oh God,
He
I was
such
so
a good-
worried.
Oh.
Leslie Nielsen, 1988. The Naked
I
Gun.
love you too,
I love
Nordberg.
you too. Oh, it's my maiden name. It must be under my maiden name.
Nice beaver. Well, thank you. I just had it stuffed.
Enrico
Here,
Palazzo.
let me help you with
I mean,
that.
Enrico Palazzo. All day.
Enrico Palazzo. Come on, man. Enrico Palazzo.
There's no way he was getting back to me.
Steve. I could do it all day. Son of a bitch. Now I got
All right, good.
choice.
I feel so much better. I feel
Frank
so much
Drebin,
better.
come on, man. So, dang it. I had 4 ones, and they're all gone.
Oh, thank God. I was
Son of a
sweating that out
bitch.
because I messed up some drafting in the video game one. I messed it up big time.
All right. Well, I'm going to step up and go with Fletch, Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
And you get 2 movies, I believe, right? Fletch Lives, was that late 80s?
Yeah, I don't really remember
Yeah,
that
okay.
so much. But I know that was my favorite Chevy Chase role. And I always liked Chevy Chase. I didn't love Chevy Chase, but Fletch was a pretty cool character.
I feel like I've liked him more in my life than I like him right now. He kind of turned a little sour,
Yeah.
but he's all over this board.
Yeah, he is. He was a stud then, man.
He was a stud.
Plus, he was all tall and handsome and goofy and, Well, that's what the ladies say.
Greg, you're up, my friend, on the clock.
Fletch 6'5" with afro 6'8". I get the numbers wrong, but it was just always.
4 of his top 5 are gone. Good.
I get it.
I'm glad.
Me too.
That means we're doing something right. I gotta really scramble here.
Me too. I'm running out of time.
Ah,
What did he do?
Peter Venkman,
Yeah,
Bill Murray.
yeah,
It's a solid one.
Yep.
I mean, he was hysterical. Not a role that can be played again in this era. I mean, Sigourney Weaver and
Yeah.
Bill Murray. He was pretty aggressive.
Scene where he was doing the telepathy test with the dude and the girl, and he kept telling the girl she was right, and he kept electrocuting the guy. That was. It's to this day still my favorite scenes of all time. I die every single time.
It's a great one. And we saw, we kicked its ass. That was always hysterical. Frank Drebin. I can't even crash you out. I'm so sad.
Man. All right. So I go back to back here.
You go back to back.
I think I'm going to take two guys who I know probably won't be here when it comes back.
Okay.
I'm going to float one out there. Hopefully he's there when I come back. He's pretty high on my board, but these two guys are guys that I don't think I can let go. We all know Carl Spackler from Caddy Shackler.
Bill Murray.
Look at all. I mean, one of the most iconic characters of all time in comedy. And again, another Bill Murray reference. And then I'll back him up with Jeff Spicoli. Sean
Never
Penn,
saw that
Fast
coming,
Times
too.
at Richmond High. I like to hang out with these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Spicoli. All righty. I mean, so far so bad. I've not gotten anybody I thought I was going to get.
Greg Martin's up on the board.
Buenos Sarah.
We're anxiously awaiting. I feel tense. I feel
Still
some
kind of
tensity
pissing you
in the air.
Frank Drebin. Like,
I
you
feel
just
some
Frank Drebin?
tenseness.
I didn't think you were going to
Yeah.
Frank Drebin it.
I had to, man.
I know I get it, but I had to. And I didn't. And then would I have gotten Axel Foley if I Frank Drebin?
No. Well, I wouldn't have.
I wasn't going to take Axel.
No, you son of a bitch. And Lord Helmet goes. Jesus, Greg. I mean, just get me. I mean, you're just gonna ruin my night. You gotta, like, this is supposed to be fun. It's actually
First
very
of all,
fun.
it's Dark Helmet.
Helmet.
Greg.
Dark Helmet.
I'm
But
a
he said
little
Lord
bit-
Helmet.
I'm a little bit upset.
It is Dark Helmet.
It's Dark Helmet, but Lord Helmet was, well, never mind, Danny.
Yeah,
Phillips.
that's cool. business.
Yeah. Danny Phillips is upset. He has trademark.
Dark Helmet. As I'm over here bitching at Ken, now I got to bitch at Greg. And you know what we didn't say? The Frank Drebin best line of the night for AGH. Cuban? Non-Dutch Irish.
Non-Dutch Irish.
My father was from Wales. So we got that off.
Peter Venkman was the 7th pick. Carl Spackler.
Dark Helmet goes, and I'm up. This is such a crock of shit.
No.
I think I'm up, T.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are. You are up.
God dang it. The only guy on the top of my board that's left, Thornton Mellon.
Yeah.
Great pick.
I'll tell you, back to school.
He may be on my page too, but I meant to move him up to my first.
Well, he's
page.
one of the funniest human beings, and I adore Rodney Dangerfield humor.
Yeah.
I could listen to it all day. It's just that guy was bonkers, and I loved it for it.
First, second double pick of the night. Second double pick of the night, I believe. Actually, third. We got 2 Bill Murrays, 2 Chevy Chases, and now 2 Rodney Dangerfields.
Dark Helmet goes. I mean, Rick Moranis is only funny in one movie ever.
3 Bill Murrays. Bill Murray leads the charge. Bill Murray has
he's
3.
funny as shit. I curse too much on this show.
That's all right. Are we back to Greg?
We are on Kenny MG for Dose.
Whoa. All right. I got to keep it real with. I'm kind of focusing a little bit too much, I think, on the movie itself. Like, the movie has to be there for me. They're all there, obviously. But,
It's a package deal.
Yep.
Usually, like I said, I told you earlier, there's guys I left off that I wasn't a big fan of the movie so much.
I'm gonna go with Emmett Fitzhume, played by Chevy Chase from Spies Like Us. I have to because I put
That's
them.
solid though, man. That's
Emmett Fitzhugh.
So it's a great character. They were great in that.
The cheating on the government board test.
I'll never forget when he pulled that was it stamp looking? I don't know what it was.
It was like ticker tape, and then
Yeah,
he put it back in.
And he put it back in so easily too.
Like,
That was hysterical.
Man,
That was great. That was just a Emmett
let
Fitzhugh.
us go. We'll bring back the sun.
Solid. He got back to back though.
Yeah, I know. I'm taking a Bushmills Blackbush break. I'm looking for some support there.
It's like a stretch, like a 7th
It's like a little stretch. And I will. I gotta stay again. I gotta
Don't do
stay
it to me.
true
Don't do
to
it to me.
myself. True to my where I'm at in life. Listen, I couldn't. If I'm watching TV later tonight and 48 Hours is on, I'm watching it to the very end. Reggie Hammond, played by Reggie Hammond. Eddie Murphy.
Damn.
He is my guy. He wouldn't. There's no way he would have made it back to me. There's
No chance. Eddie Murphy was my. I mean, he's in the top 3 of the 80s. If we could include Raw and Delirious, which we are not, it's over. But that being said, I've allowed myself to draft someone of a different ilk, and Judge Schmales has always been someone that's, I mean, the villain, the guy, but damn it, I'll tell you, if there's one quote I've said for eternity, you'll get nothing and like it. Spaulding, get your foot off the boat. Like I can't get enough of his assholeness. In the poem, I think I wrote it down.
His ship
We gotta
comes
hear
in.
it. We gotta hear it.
It's easy to grin when your ship comes in and you've got the stock market beat, but the man worthwhile is the man who can smile when his shorts aren't too tight.
in the seat.
In the seat.
Go ahead.
What a dick. I loved his dickness.
About 13.
We got Greg
Oh, what a
Martin.
great one.
Greg Martin, you're on the clock. AGH, if you don't want to get it, you don't want to give away any sleepers here. Judge was number 23 for me. Ted Stryker, yeah, he was up there for me. He's just a class. He's a quality.
Is that who we took?
Yeah,
Yeah, Ted Stryker.
can't argue.
He was. You get him for 2 movies, Airplane 1 and 2. He was. I'm just saying.
I get the peas in the pod and run a fish to the garden. Ain't no thing. Just lay him down, smack him, and yak him.
Dang.
Shit, I can do.
Ain't no thing.
His character was amazing. I think his character was great, and I think Frank Drebin took his that idea of that character to the next level.
Yep.
How many more rounds do we have?
We're just gonna keep going until someone calls it quits.
Who's
All right,
up?
let's
Tim
just
Strachan.
keep
You're
doing.
going
All
back
right.
to back.
So I'm feeling what you guys are doing, and I don't think these guys will be here if we come back again. So I want to get in on the action,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna, you know what? I'll just double up on Airplane and take Dr. Rumack.
Okay.
Can't let all those people, all you guys have all the fun.
Airplane goes back to back in the 4th round. Not bad. Not bad for Airplane. Airplane is on many
Do you
lists.
like
was top
do you like
3.
movies about gladiators?
Say it again.
Nothing. I'm going to go again. And here's a guy, because we were just talking about him, and because I have a personal connection to his co-star, one of his co-stars in this movie.
Okay.
I'm going to take Billy Ray Valentine.
Yes.
Trading Places.
Billy Ray V.
Looking good, Billy
It's
Ray.
a miracle. I can see.
I can see.
I can walk. I have legs. Oh, dude, he was on fire in that decade.
Billy Ray Valentine.
Adios, Billy Ray.
All right, Billy Ray. On Greg Martin, you are up. Billy Ray was right there. There was no way Greg was going to let Billy Ray pass him by. So I got some pretty heavy hitters sitting out here. Not going to lie. A couple movies we haven't touched
There's
yet.
plenty.
A couple movies that haven't been touched.
There's a ton. Haven't even gotten to my second page, not even close.
I'm everyone. I've scratched off everyone picked, and I'm a little nervous. I'm hoping for some outside play here. Oh,
Let me know if you need my second page.
This is
Ferris
crazy.
Bueller, off the board.
Yeah.
Yep. Iconic.
Matthew Broderick, 1986. Only problem with that for them was Top Gun was also 1986. If you had to take Ferris Bueller or Top Gun, which movie would you take?
Top Gun.
The better game as the better movie.
Yeah,
You have to say Top Gun.
I was always a Ferris Bueller's guy. Tom Cruise just, I don't know, he's just rubbed me the wrong way.
Well, the way he throws the dog tags at the end of the movie ruined a lot of it for me. It just was so unathletic.
Yeah, well, he's not the part of the just the whole movie I loved.
Top Gun's great.
Despite Tom Cruise, to
talking
be fair.
Yeah, of course.
All right, I'm going to go ahead, and this might not be the guy AGH was clamoring for, but he is a comic legend, and I'm going with President Scroob from Spaceballs.
Oh, yes.
Mel Brooks himself.
That's got to be who AGH was talking about, because he is so high on my list.
I mean, you talk about just the funniest ass dude. Like, he was before his time, hysterical, and I loved his cameos and
Change the combination of my
the
luggage.
handshake, the secret greeting.
The camera above the urinal. I told you not to use this phone.
That's a quick no from AGH, but
Really, Mel Brooks wasn't your guy?
Just
All right,
saying.
I get to go back to back.
I couldn't resist the Mel Brooks there.
Oh, I got some good ones to choose from here. I will say I could go back to a movie. I'm going to tread some new ground here, and I'm going to open up some new movies. What? Unlisted Wall? I don't know what that means. Oh, Unlisted Wall. Now I know what that means. Yes. This is an Unlisted Wall. That's right. I'm going to go Ricky Vaughn from Major League,
There you go.
1989.
Wow, thing.
Just sneaking into the 80s. Does
you
Charlie
make
Sheen.
my heart sing.
And I'm going to go Dusty Bottoms from Three Amigos, played by Chevy Chase.
Oh man.
He was my favorite amigo of the Amigos. When he was playing the guitar, I don't know. When he was, and he got the girl that he got at the end was just unbelievable. And his facial expressions when he realized that was the girl he was getting was amazing.
Well, this is when I'm going to start just spreading it out. Or do I just go? Do I stick to the board? Son of a bee. You know what? I'm gonna stick to the board.
Okay, you got.
I'm going Uncle Buck, man. Uncle Buck.
John Candy.
John Candy, bro.
First John Candy pick of the night.
No way.
Of the night.
Really?
Yeah. Which is crazy.
We were talking about this outside, Ken and I, and we both agreed he was in probably the most, but he was not by any chance a number one.
Right.
But just a ridiculous comedic actor in the 80s.
Uncle Buck I'm from a big family. It was one of the very few movies we were allowed to watch that had a little edge to it. And by edge, it was just him. He was like a gambler, drinker. Now he was a new uncle and blah, blah. So that was just near and dear to my heart. I don't know if you even know if it was his best role. It was my favorite of the John Candys. And
Was John Candy the one you were thinking of, AGH? I feel like it might have been. Greg Martin, you're up. Uncle Buck. He deserves to be drafted.
who was the niece?
Ooh. She had like short brown curly hair. You know it, Rhett? I know who the son was.
The niece and Uncle Buck.
Juliana Huff? Not Juliana Huff. Juliana Margulies?
She was in the scene when wouldn't go in there. It's wall to wall stank in there.
Water wash.
She was in the car. Yes. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right?
Macaulay Culkin was the son, right?
Yeah.
Marty McFly, Back to the Future, off the board.
Hey, you get your damn hands off of her.
But it was the Michael J. Fox or the
Marty McFly?
McFly.
Yeah.
McFly is,
Michael J. Fox.
they both Marty McFly.
What?
he's talking about Marty Jr. or Marty Sr.?
Like the son or
So
the...
which
I don't
is
know.
it?
No, it's a good question.
It's going to be Michael J. Fox.
Just asking. Okay.
I think
All
it's
right.
a
I'm
great
guessing.
question.
I'm guessing.
The
they-
time traveler.
They're both good characters.
So that's one off the board. Who's next?
All right, wait, hold on. Who did Greg take?
Greg took Marty McFly.
Okay.
Back to the
So I'm
Future
up.
is totally a comedy.
I'm up. All right.
In the way that 80s movies
I cannot
like that
believe
were naturally comedy.
he is still on the board, and you got to take him.
Tanning.
I mean, he's my number one of what I have left. Jake Blues.
Joliet, Jake Blues.
Sorry, Joliet, Jake Blues. Because we're on a mission from God.
We're on a mission from God.
That would be my first of 2 picks. And then also because I have him in my first group, and he is one of only 2 left. Chunk. Give me the truffle shuffle, baby.
Chunk is gone. The truffle
shuffle.
Out
Jeff
of
Cohen,
here.
he's a lawyer now, guys.
Yeah.
He had the chicken pox before the scene they filmed for the truffle shuffle, and he didn't tell anybody because he didn't want to lose the role. Talk about it. So they say if you show it, if you look real close, kid's got chicken pox. Thought I'd throw that in there.
And all the rest of them then got chicken pox.
Unless they'd already had it.
Can I ask people a question? We've not drafted a female character from 80s movies to date. I want to ask
Wow.
the people drafting and the people on the board, do you have a female character on your list?
I do.
Okay, I do as well. I haven't gotten there yet, and then in fact, I have multiple. I have two that stand out to me. But I noticed it. I figured someone on the board might have noticed it as well. Who's up?
I think we have
Greg Martin back up
Yes.
on the clock.
Can't believe Chunk went. I thought I'd get him in a later round. I mean, next when I was up.
Look.
Yeah. No. He's on my board. But there's 2 people.
I didn't rank these number one overall, but
No, I only did my first top 2, and then
he was my first name.
and Booger goes. I mean, I'm telling you, Greg.
Yeah.
You're looking at the top of my list here. It says Booger.
Yep.
Curtis Armstrong. Ak from One Crazy Summer. Shit.
Gone. That movie, I bet you Greg has multiple characters from that movie.
It's one of my favorite
Queued
movies
up.
of the 80s.
Queued up.
And I also have someone else, and I'm about
Yeah.
to take him, but I'm not going to do it just yet. I gotta stick to
you
my
better be
board.
careful.
I gotta stick to my board, and there's no more Yankee my wanky. The donger needs food.
Oh, damn it.
No.
Damn it.
Played by Kenny Watanabe from the 1984
What is your first
classic
name? What is your
16
last name?
Candles. Long duck dong.
What is your middle name?
No
What's
more
happening,
Yankee
hot
stuff? No more Yankee Frankie. Was the girl Brenda?
Automobile. No more Yankee my wanky. The donger needs food. I curled up into a
Yes,
ball with
Maddie.
stomach cramp for approximately 3 hours. I was rolling around. I could not. I was like, play it again.
One of the best.
Oh God, the donger.
All right, so wait, that means I'm up.
With Deutsch marks all around.
Oh,
And the donger's gone,
and
sir.
The donger's gone. All right, so I'm gonna now.
Long duck dong.
I'm
my
gonna
man.
take some great characters. They might not have been the leads, but they lived forever because they're great characters. Inigo Montoya
Yes.
You
from
killed my
1987, The
Yes.
Princess Bride.
Prepare to die.
Prepare to Die. Mandy Patinkin, who turned into one of the most dramatic actors of modern times. He played one of the most ridiculous characters ever. Inigo Montoya off the board. And I think I'm going to have to go with, All right, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go with. I know what actor I'm going with. It's just a matter of what character I'm taking him in. I'm gonna go with Louis Winthorpe III.
Dang.
Dan
Good
Aykroyd,
pick.
Trading Places, 1983. I got Dan Aykroyd like 3 or 4 times that I won him here, but Louis Winthorpe. If you're not gonna get Billy Ray, you got to get Louis.
He's on it.
Got to get Louis.
I got him right here.
The salmon and the Santa Claus beard sticks out to me forever. Your girl Jamie Lee Curtis, topless for the first time in my life ever. It's just,
That is my connection.
it
She's
all,
a good friend of mine.
All works, all of it.
Just spoke with her the other day.
Thank you, Greg. You justified my Lewis pick. I'm back to back. I'm done. So we're back to you.
So that's me.
Yeah. So you.
Oh shit.
You better hit.
Well,
Revenge.
the only way to follow up the donger is with cousin Eddie. Shitter's full.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
the shitter is full.
You serious, Clark?
God damn
You serious, Clark?
it. I mean, I'm just saying.
Let's get to keep on giving you around.
Oh, Eddie. You SOB.
He's a great character. It's when you get a crazy human being and with a crazy character, you know something good's about to happen. And that MFer is both of them are about as crazy.
He's funny as shit.
Greg is up.
He is
Greg is
nuts.
up. I have a Santa Louis funk. Okay, I got you. Oh, Santa Louis. That's amazing. I want. Is there a little piece of salmon like wrapped up in the beard hair? Because that would be epic. All right. So number 30. I have two, but we'll go with a new movie, Spinal Tap. All right. There's no qualms with Spinal Tap.
None.
1984. David St. Human. Oh, Greg Martin. That yes, I believe there is a piece of salmon caught up in his beard hair. That's
Well, which
unreal.
character did he take?
David.
David from Spinal Tap.
He took David.
Yeah, there's multiple characters there.
I crossed the wrong one.
Oh, you got two here, T.
Okay. Okay. What number was that? That was number what number are we on? 20. Okay. So
What's it gonna be?
I've got to get back in and take one of these
You gotta get a
historical guys that we keep talking about over and over. And unlike you, Ken, I'm not going to split a duo up.
What?
I've got to take Elwood.
How am I splitting duos up?
Well,
Just 'cause I didn't give
took
you Lewis?
Thornton Mellon the third away from.
No, I didn't.
No, I took Thornton Mellon.
Lewis Winthorpe.
I'm sorry, you took Lewis
Lewis.
Winthorpe away from
No,
Billy
Elwood
Ray.
Blues. You're right. He was there. That was
But
on my-
I'm going to rejoin Elwood with his brother Jake. I gotta have both.
You already have him. Yeah, you have him already. You drafted him.
You're like the old drunken uncle at the Thanksgiving draft.
Gotta have them both. Can't split
but
those
you got
two up.
yeah, but you got the other guy 2 rounds ago.
I know.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Okay, I thought you were taking him
I
again.
also thought he was redrafting.
Okay, fair enough.
Good draft.
Fair enough. All right,
My
all right,
point.
my apologies.
I also
Yeah,
wanted.
got
I
it.
also wanted.
Got it.
Dan
got it.
Aykroyd.
Got it. We're about
Yeah,
to.
yeah, my arsenal.
You almost got the Uncle Jack Tier
I wanted
Award
my
for
Dan- I
drafting
wanted
a guy
Dan-
twice within
No.
2 rounds. All right,
I
good.
took Elwood. I
Good.
took Jake before. and
Shout
now I
out
have
Uncle
Elwood.
Jack.
Joliet, Jack,
So I
Jake,
got-
and Elwood gone.
Back to back,
Yep.
right? Well, I'm gonna have to take them, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
There's nothing wrong with a little Michael Keaton. Also, had a decent 80s run. I got Michael Keaton at least 2 ways in the 80s. Actually,
Congratulations, bro. 'Cause
maybe
I didn't
3.
know. How did you know
Maybe
him?
3. Maybe 3.
I mean, it must have been great for you, but screaming Beetlejuice over and over again until he showed up, it was
wasn't-
disgusting.
It wasn't that great for him, but it was really good for me.
Ken, can you please stop?
3 ways, and he actually was probably deserves to go 4.
All right, it's about time Ty Webb came off the board.
Yeah, I mean, he was just sitting there.
Yeah, he was. I mean, that was kind of rude.
Yeah, I mean, I
'Cause he was
wasn't
phenomenal in that movie.
gonna let him fall further.
And
than
I
got
think
to
it
me.
might be one of my, I don't know. It's up there.
Who are we talking about?
It's a great character.
Ty Webb, Chevy Chase, and
He's officially gone.
all right. So it's on me.
It's on you.
It's between 2, but I think it's official, gentlemen. The royal penis is clean.
Ooh, Prince Akeem.
And I'm going with Prince Akeem.
Yes.
Yes.
That's very well done. Prince Akeem. All right. So I get to go back to back. Now I have an opportunity to prove T wrong, that I'm not a guy who breaks up duos. And so, wait a second.
Yeah, well, no, I mean,
I'm not just a homewrecker, a dude homewrecker over here. So,
a homie hopper.
oh, me hopper, not gonna happen. I'm going Austin Milbarge from Spies Like
That's
Us.
great.
Dan Aykroyd, and I can keep Emmett Fitzhume and Austin Milbarge together. One of the all-time greatest. I mean, first of all, thank you for your service, gentlemen. Man, talk about getting it done for our nation. I'll drink to you guys. And I will follow that up with, listen, I'm just going to go Ed Rooney, Jeffrey Jones, from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, Rooney.
Ed Rooney, from a character standpoint, there's other guys on here that I think might rise but Ed Rooney's, he's forever. He's eternal.
I'm a little pissed at myself for not drafting this guy last, but Prince Akeem is the man.
Yeah.
You're in more dire need of a blowjob than any white man in history. Good morning, Vietnam. Adrian Cronauer, Robin Williams.
Vietnam.
What a freaking movie that was. Based on a true story, the whole 9 yards.
Comedy?
He was comedy.
Oh, yeah.
If you're dropping that line on somebody, that's not exactly dramatic. I think coming from his mouth and his Robin Williams was hysterical in that movie. But
Kevin nailed it. So
there you
Robin
go.
Williams.
ADH, I was due to get one.
Robin Williams, not heavy on my list, but he had about 2 or 3 big time roles in the 80s. Well, more than that, but the ones that I
It started off with Mork from Mork, and that was
yeah.
Robin Williams was freaking hysterical. He was a comic. He was too smart for his own freaking brain, man. There was a sad story at the end, but damn, was he entertaining as hell.
Who do we got? T for 2? No, Greg for 1.
We're on Greg.
Then T
then
for 2.
T for 2.
All right, Greg, what do you got? We've had him so far. Yeah, Egon Spangler.
Yep.
He's yours.
Dr. Spangler.
Yeah,
He didn't spend 12 years.
I've been drawing on your arm all night.
Sorry.
Egon is gone. Egon was great. Harold Ramis. Harold
Gone.
Ramis is out
Rest
there.
in peace, right?
Yep. May he rest in peace.
He was freaking spectacular.
He was
Everything
amazing.
he did. If you look at his, he was behind. He should have been on camera most of the time. He was behind the scenes because he was freaking spectacular in Ghostbusters. He was ridiculous, man.
I think he died of vasculitis. Is that true? I don't know. I think it is, which is ironically and coincidentally, like the headline today was that Ashton Kutcher had vasculitis, and they overcame it. Yeah. But like that, it's a killer. Harold Ramis, I would drink Harold Ramis. He was.
Somebody laughed. So he brought people together. Yep. He was the guy that kept them there when they couldn't. They were so banged up they didn't have a chance. He was just as banged up, and he kept a whole group together.
He played the father in Knocked Up, Seth Rogen's father. I mean, again, a small role in a not amazing movie, but just his performance. See the Ice Harvest, Dark and Dry. Oh, Harold Ramis, obviously, just a crazy good director as well.
He
really like kind of spawned the whole age. So, like, not to who's up? T, you're up. I'm gonna give you a second here to think. T,
I do.
I'm gonna give you a second here to think because
I actually wish I could have 3 or 4 picks in a row instead of just 2.
Harold Ramis, what he did for movie comedies, because I look at like this list of comedies like in the 80s. I don't think the last decade has produced a crop like this.
No,
as far as comedies are concerned.
No, what he did too,
and
the budgets he had were not exactly heavy.
Well, with the talent he recruited, you didn't need a whole lot of budget.
But
even to say that, the general manager of the year, they were all his buddies.
Yep.
He managed egos like a champion.
The Harold Ramis. The other thing is, so he like ushered in. Because he bridged he was one of the main guys who bridged the gap between these kinds of movies, these 80s comedies, kinds of movies which was I think one of the last great like comedic, eras or spurts, which was like the late 90s, early 2000s, like Judd Apatow's, the Todd Phillips, like totally stupid like Wedding Crashers, Old School, all the the American Pie.
You better make a pick. We're gonna be here for a while.
I thought he was telling me to wait.
No,
I'm buying time for you.
He's filling for you.
I was ready to go before you even started.
What do you got?
What do you got? Staying on my page 1, I'm going to go with Farmer Ted, Anthony Michael Hall, 16 Candles. And just because I absolutely...
Can I borrow your panties for 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
I'm going to get torched for this.
Yeah.
But I weirdly and quietly love this movie.
Now it's about to be loud.
I don't love the actor so much, but I did love the movie. I'm taking Ted Logan. Keanu Reeves of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Okay, we got a Bill and Ted's pick.
It's a secret favorite movie of mine.
That might be the weirdest thing I've ever heard about you. Because that makes no sense to me
I
whatsoever.
love the movie.
I've known
It
you
was just
for
a weird time.
eternity, and I can't.
loved it.
Oh,
And
Could have gone to
never.
Rufus with George Carlin.
George Carlin is my favorite stand-up comedian.
He was
That's
right
true.
there. If you were going to pick the movie, you could.
But as far as character, no.
Okay, all right.
Ted was the best.
Who played Bill's mom? Like, was his classmate or like the super hot young blonde? That was his mom. I forget her name, but she was crazy hot. All right, what do we got?
Yogurt. I think we got Yogurt.
Yogurt?
Also played by Mel Brooks, I believe.
Yes.
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 Nice job, Yogurt.
Apatow doesn't suck, dude. Greg, you got to believe in something.
May
man.
the Schwartz be with you. God, I
Believe
love
in
that movie.
Something. All right, so Yogurt gone. Spaceballs.
It's back on me?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I'm going to give... there's very few people left on my big list here, but this man is Skip Donahue. That's Gene Wilder from Stir Crazy.
Yep.
Not only was that
Stir
one of the
Crazy's one of my
funniest,
favorite
it's one of my
movies ever.
favorite movies. And here's the deal: that was when Richard Pryor freebased and lit himself on fire. He was at the worst time of his life. Gene Wilder and him were boys. He was trying to
Didn't
keep it
show it.
together. He wouldn't show up. At one point, Richard Pryor demanded a helicopter, and he lived like 2 miles. He was staying 2 miles from the scene from where they shot. It was a nightmare. If you watch that movie, Gene Wilder
best.
is the funniest
It is the
freaking
best.
and he
Stir Crazy is one of those ones I just left in
So
the
I'm sticking with
VHS
Skip.
machine and just
Skip,
kept
yes.
blowing it over and over.
Skip Donahue.
Never got old.
And that's why I picked it. It's one of my favorite movies
is a
growing up.
great pick.
1980, but those movies were played for like 5 years.
Great
It wasn't
pick.
such a yearly thing then. You know, movies lasted for like 2 years. Like
Yeah.
there wasn't like there wasn't a big turnover.
So great.
A lot of rewinding.
A ton. Please be kind.
All
Rewind.
kinds of rewinds. All right, I get to go twice here. I got some big heavy hitters left. I'm going to go Lucky Day, Steve Martin from The Three Amigos, which, by the way, another opportunity to say, I can't believe you've never seen Three Amigos, Greg. That's preposterous.
What?
Preposterous.
Watch it now.
It's a mail plane. How do you know?
How do you know?
Two little balls.
Get it?
I love that dumbass movie.
The singing bush. The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man.
Oh, the Invisible Man. Yeah, it was a tough ending for the Invisible Man. Just
All right, and I'm gonna go Roman Craig, one of the greatest vacation crashers in the history of movies, played by Dan Aykroyd, 1988. Cammy is out there on the list, but
What did you just say?
Roman Craig, played by Dan Aykroyd in Great Outdoors from
Great
1988.
outdoors. Okay.
it was a hysterical movie.
Great movie.
Hysterical fucking
Great movie.
Pardon my language.
Investments. It's what I do. It's what I do. It's what I do. Who do we got?
Oh, it's on me.
Coming back to you, my friend.
All right, well then I'm going to
We're
double
closing
up with you right now
Yeah.
because Chet Ripley was
Yeah,
my
I
guy.
was going
And when the
the
Bears' ass got shot off, my entire family died laughing so hard that I brought that to my family in real time. And over the pandemic, I played it, and they made me play that movie over and over. So I'm sticking with my guy, Chet, Mr. Ripley.
All right, so as a note to the board and to us, we have, so it'll go this way and then this way.
Yep. And,
So-
then I'm out.
We're done. After this,
All right, so how about this? So I have one pick left, and you have one pick left, and these two guys both have 2 picks left. So T, it's your pick. It's Greg's pick right now. Then you have 2. Then Greg goes. Then I go. Then Ken goes.
and one bonus round.
And then there's a boner round.
There's a bonus round. One bonus round. Craig, what do you got? What do you got?
The Great Outdoors was definitely iffy, but it was totally 80s. And if you have John Candy and Dan Aykroyd, and someone shoots a bear and his little white ass,
Yeah.
it was funny.
If I can get that grizzle down him and you throw in some hats and dessert for the kids. Vizzini. Well,
All right.
Wallace Shawn was the name. Vizzini. He was he the best?
Never trust a Sicilian when death is on the line.
Not better than Inigo, Greg. You're wrong. He's great though. He is great. Inconceivable.
That movie made me laugh and cry. I love that fucking movie.
It was amazing.
Andre the Giant, he made me cry.
When he was
At
rhyming.
the end, when he had the horses,
Oh yeah, just rocking out.
he saved the day.
Back to back, T.
All right.
And we still got we're gonna end with some guys
I
on
could
the
go
board.
forever. I'm torn as to who I'm going to take.
We got a big win tonight, right, Rhett?
All
Nats?
right.
Big win on the way.
Ken, you brought it up.
All right. I brought a lot of stuff.
You need
up.
diversity.
Ooh.
We don't have diversity.
Are you gonna be the first one to take a diversity pick?
I'm
What are you
gonna,
Are
talking
you gonna
about?
Dan Snyder?
Have you
You're
seen
gonna be
my-
the Dan Snyder of this draft?
in a way.
Okay.
This is
There's two. I got two.
simply because of my neighbor,
Okay.
and I'm going to take Lamar. Revenge of the
Lamar.
Nerds.
Oh, that's
God damn it!
your diversity pick.
So rude.
It's a limp-wristed
I
javelin
mean,
thrower.
I have a Gaber,
Okay.
and he's proud of it, and I would like him to know that this is who I picked.
Okay.
Well, he's not gay in real life. He had played roles. I read about
It's
him.
a gay
He was-
role.
I know, but he was like stabbing. He was like, I was sick of being like, hey, I'm going to hold you up. I'm going to kill you, blah, blah. And then he said he dressed up like the aerobic. He said aerobics was hot then, so I dressed up like that for my blah, blah, blah. And that, the
limp-wristed
limp-wristed javelin,
It
baby.
was over forever.
One of the most iconic scenes ever.
Shit. I'm struggling here.
All right.
All right, and then to cap it all off,
Cap it all off.
you know, there's so many good ones left. There's even some iconic ones I probably should take, but I'm feeling really pulled toward this guy, Ebby, Calvin, Nuke, LaLouche,
LaLouche.
The brothers.
Bull Durham, baby. Nuke LaLouche.
All right, so Greg took John Cusack as Lane Meyer in Better Off Dead.
Good, yeah, great movie, great character.
I was never a Better Off
Sometimes
Dead
you're
guy.
better off
What?
dead. Me neither.
Really?
No,
I wasn't
it's an
either. Not
awesome
because
movie. I hated it.
No, it just wasn't.
It's
mine.
a great
It was
movie.
too, like, something.
I didn't connect with it. I didn't connect with it.
And I wanted my $2. Is that better off dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
That's
yeah.
a great movie. Oh man,
And
I'm
but I
disappointed
think
in
part
you
of
guys.
what
I get it. No, I'm not. I'm just saying. I didn't dislike
get
it.
it.
I
I
just
didn't
didn't
get it.
love it.
I didn't get it.
I didn't. It was.
Everyone loved
it
it so much.
escaped
I'm like,
me.
I think I'm missing something.
I'm one of those.
I think I'm missing something.
God, I'm going like all John
You are.
Candy here at the end. I'm not. I'm
I
not afraid
totally
to
respect that.
because when he was asked at the wedding, "What's your name?" Barf. Full name. Bartholomew. And I love that movie. I
Barf
can't
is a
help it.
great.
So I'm going ahead and taking Barf.
I'm my own best friend.
I'm a Mog. I'm my own best friend.
Half man, half dog. I'm my
All
own
right,
best
so that brings us to me real fast. Just a board. There, Caddyshack has 4 characters chosen. Spaceballs now has 3. I'm sorry, 4. Spaceballs has 4. Caddyshack has 4. Do we have a 3 for somewhere? We got 2 from National Lampoons, 2 from Airplane, 2 from Ghostbusters, 2 from Ferris Bueller's, 2 from Revenge of the Nerds, 2 from Trading Places. No 3s. I got no 3s. No 3s. But
What's no threes?
no movies with 3.
Yeah, you have one more pick, don't you?
No, I got.
He has a one-round pick after this pick.
Yeah.
We're coming back.
Oh, yeah, we'll come back once. Yes. One time with.
Yes.
We're gonna go in regular order. I'm not gonna go back to back. I'm gonna go with a little certain someone named
Bartholomew.
That's right.
Chris Knight from Real Genius, played by Val Kilmer. I
yes.
love me some Val. Real Genius was great. Kind of really learned to love it more later in life than than at the time. All right, so here we go. T, lead us off in the bonus round. The bonus round, you get to be the first guy. Take
Why?
whatever you want. This is the last round.
Why
Right?
am I first? Don't we come back?
Well, I already, you went first, and I go last.
No. So yes, because it's all even right now. So in the boner round, which is an all different round to itself,
Yep.
it starts from bottom
Start
to
from
top.
scratch.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, top to
Gotcha.
bottom. I mean,
Gotcha.
Perfect sense. If you think about it.
Well, because Ken, you and I had a brief discussion last week, and I said this movie's going to have X amount of people alone.
Yep.
And you just said you didn't have anybody with 3.
No one with 3.
So I'm going to make it 3.
Yes.
I'm going to back up, go double, and go Frederick Aloysius Palawowski from Revenge of the Nerds. Ogre.
Wow.
Ogre.
Ogre. There's still other options in that movie.
just pipe down, Ken.
Sorry.
Table caulk.
No table talk. No table talk. All right, Greg. Last pick, buddy. What do you got?
This is the boner round, keep in mind. Greg Martin has been taking my next pick. He's like, it's like drafting behind, like,
He's seeing into your brain.
who should I say? Who should I say?
Vinny Serrato.
No, it's way harder than that. We're going to go Mel. It's like being behind Mel, and he's the GM for someone.
All right. Last
Mouth.
pick, Greg.
Mouth. He took Mouth from Goonies.
I had Ogre, so I was going Mouth from Goonies. All
All
right.
right, well,
That gives them 2 picks.
guys, listen, I don't know if you guys all heard that it was the boner round, but I did. And I said it early, and I said it because of this reason.
Oh.
I'm going Poindexter. After he hit the
Yes.
Wonder Joint, he
Yeah.
caught that big old boner, and then he played hip-hop violin.
Yep.
Has anyone else played hip-hop violin with a boner since
It's the
Poindexter?
best
So
electric
I think I'm the
violin
only
I've
one
ever
that has
seen.
played attention to boner round.
Best
So-
electric violin I've ever seen.
Wait. So you have Booger, right?
I don't think anyone has booger.
No, someone took Booger.
Yeah, somebody took Booger.
No.
Did you take Booger, T?
Someone took
No.
Booger. It's
Greg.
Greg took Booger
Greg took
in the
Booger.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th round with the second pick.
All right, we're gonna go. Now I'm making sure because that I have four picks from Revenge of the
I've just
Nerds.
always
Go on.
wanted to say, Greg Martin took Booger with the seventh round with the second pick. I never thought that would be something I would say out loud on this podcast, but
He picked
I really enjoyed that sentence.
Sounds good.
And great pick by
It was a
Greg.
great pick.
I know.
Great
Great
sentence. It's got good.
it does.
It's got good rhythm,
See, I think you guys
rhymes.
That's
guys-
fun to say.
totally dropped the balls
Oh, really?
I'm the only one that picked a boner round.
on the
pick.
boner.
really?
round. No, I've got the boner pound. Kelly the Brock, Lisa from Weird Science. That's the boner. That's the boner round. That's how you end a boner round. Lisa.
Just because she's got big boobs?
Well,
She wasn't even that funny.
she was amazing. First of all, I respect her as
But
an
you have
actress.
somebody on your list that's not funny.
No, the character.
I mean, she's
character,
fun-
It's a character.
Fun to look
Her
at.
character was amazing.
But
She
she's
was magic.
funny.
She made everything happen. She was the whole reason Weird Science worked.
I only
Because
saw
she had
half of
big
Lisa.
boobs.
I only saw it once.
I love Weird Science.
I get it. A lot of people
And
do.
Wyatt and Gary. The only other possibility from Weird Science, as far as characters are concerned, would be Chet, played by Bill Paxton, the older brother, and he was a great character. But Lisa was just amazing. By the way, Robert
Can we
Downey
throw
Jr. also in that movie.
Can we just throw out a Molly Ringwald like honorable mention because we didn't do a whole lot of women, but she was an '80s comedy
What about Phoebe Cates
icon
from
really.
Fast
Above
Times?
Breakfast Club.
She wasn't
and
fucking
16
funny.
Candles and Pretty in Pink.
No, she was in the funny movies.
in the funny movies. I was just
She
throwing
wasn't
out
funny.
another.
Yeah, that's a
female.
boner pick. That's a Ken boner pick.
Yeah, it's not about funny. It's a 30 remaining. Table them up.
Hold on, though.
Greg.
We just went with our top 64. We
Yeah.
just went old school NCAA tournament style.
16
I thought
rounds.
about 10, 12, maybe 15. more.
Perfect. We got 6 thumbs up from that, guys. That was a
Did anybody
good.
take Del
work.
Griffith?
14 rounds.
Planes,
Sorry, it was only
Trains, and
14. It
Automobiles?
was only 56 picks.
No
Ken.
one took any.
Del Griffith was not taken, correct?
Nope.
I love Police Academy, but there was like such a
great
it was a
movie.
collaborative
But yeah, you
effort.
can't-
I couldn't
you can't
pick.
pick
Like,
one
and I know
guy.
Gutenberg. I get it. Mahoney. I'm just saying.
Mahoney's a great character. Doc Brown did not get picked.
Old Man Parker from Christmas Story.
How about
not
no one said
picked.
Richard Pryor
What
From
about
the
Ralphie?
toy?
Ralphie didn't get. Ralphie's on my
or
board.
Stir Crazy? But
Stir
I went.
Crazy.
I went
Yeah.
with. I went with Gene Wilder because. Yeah.
Jake Taylor.
By the way, Andre the
Wesley.
Giant's name in Princess Bride, Physique.
Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off didn't get picked.
Yeah, but he was so dark and sleepy.
Biff Tannen.
Biff Tannen.
Josh Baskin was big.
Biff Tannen
was big on a lot of the list that you looked at.
Russell from Stripes. Yeah, I wouldn't have let him go another round.
Nah.
But
how about this one? Otto. Kevin Kline from A Fish
Richard
Called
Pryor, the
Wanda.
toy was hysterical.
Otto
A
and A Fish Called Wanda.
Was that Jamie Lee Curtis?
Oh no!
I didn't see it.
Ken. Another Jamie Lee reference.
Bobcat
right there.
Goldthwait. Yeah, that's another Jamie Lee.
So I was going to take Egg Stork. Would you know who that was? 'Cause
Ed Stork.
Egg. EGGSTORK.
Stork.
If anyone knows,
Egg
and I agree, Top Hat.
Stork.
Revenge of the Nerds was collaborative, but in the boner round, I'm going with the guy who got the most famous boner in the 80s.
No, it's just characters. It
was
wasn't
the
about
first
the
boner-
movie.
Right.
It's
But
just
I just went
characters.
boner round.
Yeah.
But Egg Stork, One Crazy Summer was on HBO all summer, like the summer I was like 12 to
great
13.
movie.
It was on like 5 times a day.
It's another
you couldn't
John
avoid
Candy
it.
movie.
Bobcat Goldthwait was Egg Stork, and he was nuts. But Cusack was like an artist, and it was about basketball, and there was boats, and it was like Cape Cod. Chill dog.
Chill it out.
Oh man.
Some Reynolds. Summer School. Another good.
Mark
movie.
Harmon was great in Summer
Great
School. That was a
movie.
great movie. He was a
Great
great
movie.
character. It just was a little creepy that all the hot Southern
Yeah.
California ladies were all over the summer school teacher, and he was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, well, let's just wait till after school." And then
Yeah.
he like mentored them. Like it was a little bit creepy, but you know, 80s movies had some of that.
Ray Wentz didn't go. Dr. Ray Wentz from Ghostbusters, nor did Jack.
Dude, there's a lot of
From
guys
Mr.
in
Mom.
Coming to America.
Oh,
Arsenio
Mr.
Hall
Mom,
didn't
great
go.
movie. Great movie.
Yes, Sammy.
He was great.
Everybody, Frank Cross from Scrooge, but was that 80s?
Yes, but
Yeah.
he was such a dick, and he did, of course. It was but he was so. Like, I remember like
That's
Ogre.
top 3.
it was
Christmas
such a
movies.
it was a
Dicks.
great
I
movie.
took Ogre.
I loved it.
I mean,
Yeah,
for me,
Ogre,
Die
but
Hard,
Ogre was
then
a-
Scrooged.
And John Goodman could have gone.
But Ogre
the
actually
coach kind of
became a nerd. So
he did. Yeah, but the only problem is the Revenge of the Nerd scene with what's his name in the gas mask and the bouncy house. Like, it's kind of hard to explain that one when it comes on these days.
Yes.
She thought he was somebody else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still.
Eh.
It worked out well.
Remember what he said?
They're still together.
The jocks, all they think about is sports. Us nerds, all we think about. And then the Wonder Joint, and then Lambda, Lambda, Lambda.
Wonder Joint. The Wonder
The
Joint.
Wonder Joint was a big deal. I got that party started with the Lambda movie.
History of the
And
world.
don't sleep on the sequels to Revenge of the Nerds either. They're not
Understood.
great,
Ted McGinley,
but they're
otherwise
great.
known as
They're
anyone?
great extensions of the characters of Revenge of the Nerds.
Jefferson from
Ah, yes.
Married with Children.
Oh, what a great character in Revenge
Yes.
of the Nerds. Jefferson was a great character in Married with Children.
Yes, he was. He was.
He's
amazing.
he's one of the funniest bad guys. Like he's
Yes.
never on the good side.
Yes.
And you still are like, that guy's really funny. Like,
Yeah,
that's
like-
a cool gig.
So I always contrast him with Johnny from Karate Kid. Always played the total dickhead bad guy in those 80s movies, and you hated him because he was
Right.
hateable. But like
Right.
Jefferson, you were like, you
Yeah, he's like,
knucklehead.
yeah.
You're a bad guy. I'm like, who could I can stay mad at you, Jefferson?
Yeah.
It's classic Jefferson. All right.
Don't say Ernest Greg Martin. Don't you say Ernest Greg Martin.
He did.
This, I've
Ernest
never.
goes to camp?
There's no
No.
way, Greg.
No.
There's no way you like
That's
Ernest.
where I draw the line.
Of the way I think I know you via this platform.
No chance.
That shocks me that you would
No
just
way.
went Ernest. That shocks me. But
How in
it
the world
also
did that happen? And the Nats are down. Unbelievable.
No, that's very
man.
believable.
What's next week's draft, guys? Anyone got some ideas? We got a couple in the hopper. We got a couple right here. I'm looking at my list.
over the last month, I've had a lot of people come at me
Yeah.
with a lot of stuff.
What do we
but
got?
A lot of it gets specific. So there's a lot of reach out after the Motown draft.
Reach out.
Okay.
And I'm not saying it should be happening right away, but
We got to have something happening.
they were saying 60, 70 soul, not Motown,
60, 70
which
soul.
brings in
Sammy
everyone
and
else that we
Al.
were raised on.
Yeah.
So for the future, that should be a force to be reckoned with.
Okay.
The music that comes out of that is very similar to the music and the fun that came out of the night that we had, and I think that we would all have a good ass time at some point. Now, that's just a suggestion box.
So I'm gonna write it down. 60s and 70s soul.
specifically non-Motown.
Non-Motown.
Cannot have any Motown-related artists. That's a very cool musical topic.
Yep.
I don't know if it's
Let me ask you guys this.
very
We did
widespread,
this already.
but-
We did this already. Have we ranked our have we drafted Transformers?
I am
trust that.
out on that one.
I'm out.
I will
I'm
We've
out.
done. We've
I'm
done
out. I'm
fast
out on that one.
not
foods.
participate.
These are all
More that meets the eye.
Fine.
Autobots with
Bumblebee.
their
That's
battle to
might be a-
deceive the
that might be a
evil
two-rounder.
forces
You know what?
of the
That's a
Decepticons.
two-rounder. That's a two-rounder.
Which one's a two-rounder?
With yourself.
yeah, yeah.
Iconic music videos was tossed out a while back.
I like that.
That's actually a pretty darn good one.
I think that's
But
very cool.
That really does kind of take you back.
start the fire.
You're going Billy Joel right away. Just Billy Joel.
Billy Joel's got
Like-
a few good ones.
You just went like 41-year-old Billy Joel
He
on
probably
this.
has one of the most iconic ones. Is it not? Am I not?
Billy Joel.
Yeah.
A guy playing the piano with a fire going on in the
No,
background.
no, not that. No.
There's some really good videos out there, bro. Some really good videos.
Billy Joel has one of the.
How did I prove
videos
myself a
ever.
geek this time?
Not
Oh, with
that one.
Transformers.
Not
Yeah,
not,
that's
not
fair
with.
enough.
I think it's
I'm going to do a search on Billy Joel videos, and we're going to have a conversation.
We need.
because there was a specific woman involved in the video.
We got some people on the board: AGH, Robert Cohen, E.O. Anderson. We want to get, obviously Rhett. Obviously, I know we got some different people with different names. Some other folks from the board that we would love to, manner of speaking, get involved in some drafts coming forward. So if you guys got ideas, we want to hear them. We're gonna do them. We got pre-2000 music videos. Well, Greg, most
100%.
most videos are
Oh, no.
pre-2000.
I'm not talking about any videos that aren't from, like, I don't want to say it.
Early 2000s.
Yeah.
Early 2000s. You
That's
still
fine.
got, yeah. You
That's
still
fine.
got, I mean,
All right, well, that's fine. And
When's
obviously
California
you have
Love?
some. I'm talking about videos like I'm talking about like 80s, 90s music videos.
that's when, that's,
I
so,
didn't care. Like, although in college, nope, I was down to 98. So I never watched videos after 98.
there, so also MTV changed direction, right? They like decided we're not going to be, even though our name is MTV, we're not going to do music videos anymore.
Bro, I just almost had Bumblebee in a spread eagle with Optimus Prime.
Yes,
I was
yeah.
that close, but
Don't
thank
worry.
God, cooler heads
we
prevailed.
we might just do that one as a quick hitter, real fast.
All right, that's fine.
Real
That's
fast.
fine. That's fine. That's
But
fine.
there's a show now on MTV every night called "I Want My '80s," and all they do is videos. All they do is videos,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's a great one to have on your previous channel button. Like if something goes
I
to
like
commercial, bam.
VH1.
No, it's MTV.
MTV.
Peter North.
Yes.
Why would he be drafted tonight?
We do have Peter.
Oh no, it's all over my brand new suit.
I'm going
It's one of my favorite lines of his.
Dry clean.
What am I gonna do now? That's what he says. I guess I've got to go to the dry cleaner. It's amazing.
It's right.
You had the same one.
Yeah, I had the same one.
It's nice.
All right, well we're gonna noodle on this one. We're gonna tentatively put in music videos from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Oh wait, a question for the board from Robert Cohen. That's a big one. He plans to see his first in-stadium NFL game. What Commanders game would you all recommend for the best possible experience? Assume a FedEx Field game. So obviously,
Opening day, Jacksonville, sir.
bam,
I mean,
get it in. It's
opening day is
stats.
gonna have a buzz. We're gonna be the favorite.
Yeah. I know, and Greg said it. I know that there's a big, like this last year, everyone would have been like, Vegas, December 5th, get there as soon as, buy your tickets now.
Right.
We're obviously not going, we are going to Chicago. It's a Thursday night game. I think that's going to be fun for people who want to go to it, but go see that Jacksonville game. No one's going to know anything. Put a ton of money on it. Now,
What are we gonna get AGH drafted?
that's what I'm saying. AGH, what are you ready to draft?
Come on, AGH.
You're staying up all this late. Don't go to that dump. Giants at home. Yeah, Giants. So AGH, who are you
AGH,
drafting?
pop culture draft. Give us a
What
topic.
do you got?
If you're going to put the effort that you've put in for the majority of the last decade,
What do you got? What do you got?
I can't believe it. My cousin just texted me. Johnny Five from Short Circuit didn't make it with El DeBarge soundtrack.
Johnny
Who's
Five is
Johnny,
pretty damn
she
fine.
said.
Johnny Five.
It was money.
Plus, we'll be needing
But-
gas money. By the way, that was like that actor who played the Indian guy was not Indian, and like he talks about it all the time. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
It's tough
yeah.
trying to find your way in Hollywood land.
And like, he gets cast as an Indian guy who doesn't speak perfect English for the rest of his career. They're like, oh,
All right,
hey,
AGH has come. He's
rock
come.
tunes, 80s rock tunes.
80s rock tunes.
All right, so 8 bangers, 80s bangers.
Rock.
Gotta be.
Specific.
Yes.
Not pop, but it can be pop rock. Because if you bring something that's not rock from the 80s, AGH is going to have your ass.
All right.
Right?
Next
Can we do it?
Tuesday night,
80s theme dress.
80s rock bangers.
Let's go.
80s rock bangers.
That's what it is. AGH, he has earned the right
Yes.
to pick
This
his
comes all the way from
topic.
across the drink.
I love it.
So set your board, AGH. We will schedule this bout
It's a great pick, my
for
man.
6 rounds. That means 24 songs will be drafted. Come prepared,
At least.
everybody.
At least. By the way, we just drafted 56
64.
characters. It was 56.
56.
My math got a little fuzzy there after
fuzzy
the.
math.
Yes, it was
fuzzy
fuzzy.
math.
It was Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear.
memory
Fuzzy Wuzzy doesn't. Never
Hey,
mind.
that-
Sorry, I didn't mean to touch him.
He doesn't. I'm
I've
saying,
never touched him in 11 years.
I'm the only one that can
Appropriately.
hear him scream, and it's
I've never touched him
General
appropriately.
counsel, I have to admit that right now I just got our first sexual harassment claim filed. from the company.
Oh,
the
you've
first.
been waiting on that, haven't you?
Nah,
Shit.
it's anonymous. I
Oh,
can't say
and you
it's
guys lacquered him while I was gone? That's disgusting.
Well lacquered, and moisturized. Obviously,
He's all lacquered up, just like the rest of them.
We'll be back in 7 days. We will be drafting 80s rock tunes. We will be breaking down your Washington Commanders in their first preseason effort, the glorified practice, which we will be watching and hanging on every play.
I want to rock.
Rock. The
It's going to be on next week.
feeling of Tuesday shall last another 7 days. Until then, he's Tim Strachan.
You know, speaking of which, could we get Anthony Michael Hall and Johnny B. Good to play quarterback for the Commanders? Another 80s.
By the way, I have two. I have Anthony
Comedic
Michael Hall.
character.
Girls can't hold they smoke. That's what it is.
Wyatt didn't get picked. Rusty didn't get picked.
He's going to
Which
pork her, Dad.
Rusty?
He's not going to pork her, Russ.
Well,
I think he's going to pork her, Dad.
I think he's in Porker.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't. He was the original Rusty.
Yeah.
The original Rusty.
Yeah.
I think I stabbed my brain. Oh,
Guys,
Lord.
I appreciate it, everybody. That was a lot of fun. Great to have the crew again back. And we're going to be back as a crew, I think, for a while now.
I
Should
know.
be.
And we're,
Football
and
season's
we're
about
coming
to
with some
start.
80s rock business 1 week from today.
Kevin Ricca.
Oh, I want to rock, and I can't wait till next week. It's on. This is what this makes the preseason go by so much faster.
Yes.
Thank you, boys. Thank
I'm
you,
Ken
boys.
Marangolo. This was Thank God It's Tuesday. We are still live.
We're all gonna get laid.
That's
Greg
always-
Martin's quote, but also
Always a reminder.
Come on.
Good reminder.
amazing topic tonight.